Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. Everything I do for you is free. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Twice a day, 7 days a week, I share my experience as a full-time crypto trader. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently trading at 33,008, down 0.75%. Ethereum trading at 2036, down 3.62%. We see the stablecoins USDC, DAI, USDT and BUSD. They're quite mixed at the moment. Green means that money is flowing into that particular stablecoin. Red means money is flowing out. At the moment, the stablecoins are red. I've done a slightly different thing from today. I'll do 2 videos to give you an overview and 2 videos on the technicals. I mentioned before that everything I do for you is free. What I'm focused on is to help you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I don't have any paid groups, report indicators. I don't advertise leverage trading links or anything like that. I don't show you how to trade, and I don't do deep fundamental dives, but there are a lot of groups out there that do, and I suggest hunting those down because they can really help you out. The way I make money is from the markets. Also, there are a lot of scammers that are coming into the channel. When I respond to people, if I pin a comment, it looks like this. If I respond to a comment, it looks like this. View reply from Crypto Trading KS. Scammers generally put really weird characters and they're always talking about WhatsApp and Telegram. Another way I respond, if you see this, Crypto Trading KS highlighted, that's me. I'd like to share this quote from Bitcoin. I think it's really nice. Bitcoin has collected 43 rules so far. Bitcoin says it's like hunting for Easter eggs, hiding the rules all over the videos. It really keeps Bitcoin engaged. That's really nice. Thank you, Bitcoin. Rule 171, zoom out. This is really important to understand the overall market context. We need to go to as many sources as possible. If you know of any good sources that are not covered here that you think would be good to cover, please let me know in the comments. The first thing that I do when I zoom out, I look at the KS model, which is a Bitcoin technical trading model based on institutional price psychology. There's been a couple of comments in the community and on Twitter as well. People are worried about the 1 month chart, so let's look into that. You can see relative strength has been declining because of this sell-off that we're currently experiencing. We're in the bull market. Institutionally, it's the white sun. And if you're not sure what these terms mean, there's a couple of really good videos explaining the KS model. This relative strength is around the same level as when we had the COVID crisis, when the world shut down, and the US liquidity crisis on around the 12th of March 2020. You can see that big spike down in relative strength and the recovery. The recovery there went all the way there. What I feel this is just a liquidity blow off. There was some inflation scares, China miner crackdowns, death cross scares. There were a few things that were happening. Now, if we think that everything is okay, we really need to back that up with data. The first thing that we can do is to just see what Bitcoin is currently trading at. Remember, this is a real-time technical trading model. This is live price data. We can change anything in here to look at anything, literally. We can see that the current price is trading above the previous cycle all-time high. When we make an all-time high and we come down, it has never happened that we've broken the previous all-time high. It's always come back up. It's probably good to understand that this kind of behavior back here in June 13 is most reflective of what is happening now. See, the relative strength was high and it's just come down to this level. This relative strength is just a little lower. From that perspective, I have no concerns whatsoever. We're in a bull market. bull market, comparing bull markets to bull markets is incredibly important. And you can see even with this peak, and it dropped to that relative strength level, this is quite normal price behavior in Bitcoin. But of course, we really need to triangulate the data to make sure that that is correct. I have an Easter egg for you. Rule 912, weekends are volatile. As you enter the weekend, you can expect choppy price behavior. Generally, it's because institutions are vacant, people are very influenced by the news, and the news tends to be quite negative after negative price action. Please just be aware of these things. Let's see if we can triangulate with on-chain data where we are in the cycle. The Bitcoin realized cap HODL waves really help us to understand this. You see how we have one wave currently. Generally we have three. In fact, we've had three. So that we would expect probabilistically that we're going to get at least two more. Let's cut across to the net unrealized profit and loss, which is called NUPL. NUPL really measures euphoria and capitulation. Capitulation is like this red here. We know that that hammers in the bear market low because of the KS model. We understand that. You see this euphoria up here? This tends to hammer in tops. Now, where are we? We are here, which is like being here or being around here. Are we at the top? Have we had euphoria yet? No. It's just part of Bitcoin's price action. The Puell multiple is actually quite useful as well. You see this green area down here as differentiated from the red area up here. When we get into the red area, we start to get worried that we're seeking a top, either intermediate or long-term, hammering in the bull market top. Look at where we are. We're all the way down, nearly at the green. A lot of people think Bitcoin is going to 10,000. It's not. Probabilistically, that's absolutely the wrong position to have. Another Easter egg for you. Rule 119. Question instant reactions. There's a lot of talk in the crypto community about the power of the US dollar right now. If you think about the US dollar, what relationship comes to mind with crypto? If the US dollar increases, does that mean crypto increases? For example, Bitcoin increases. If the US dollar goes down, does that mean Bitcoin goes down? What is your understanding of that? What's your instant reaction? It's good to ponder. Maybe there's another question there as well. Who put that idea inside your head in the first place? Was it the news, the media? Does the news and media exist to look after your interest? It's something that we tend to go through each day. The news and media don't exist to look after your interests. Some of the programming that you get is the very opposite of what you should be getting. So let's dig into this. Question instant reactions. We were just talking about the DXY, which is the US dollar currency index. When Bitcoin goes up, the US dollar goes up. Or is it supposed to go down? I think people say it's supposed to go down. When Bitcoin comes down, what's the US dollar do? Does it go down? When the US dollar comes up, what's Bitcoin supposed to do? Does it come up as well? It's really, really fascinating. There are a lot of rules floating around out there that really don't look after you. Keep with this channel. We'll just break everything down so that you've got what you need. One thing that can affect all market prices across all markets is a black swan event. Now let's check how healthy the markets are. The Nasdaq 100 has a strong trend line. It's made a higher high, higher high, higher high, all-time high. It's fine. It's healthy. This is the price of Bitcoin below. I always try to help you to reference what Bitcoin and crypto looks like. You know the relationship between Bitcoin and crypto. It all follows suit. So we can say Nasdaq looks fine. Let's go a little bit further. What's the S&P 500 look like? Maintained an uptrend, looking good. Note the price of Bitcoin. This is a real liquidity blow-off. Just, I think a whole lot of stimulus came into the market, and this blow-off has just normalized it. That is actually my explanation of this. Now, we know price moves in waves. What do we expect? It to go up forever? Or does price go up and come down, go up and come down, go up and come down? If it comes down, we're not fussed. That's what price does. Let's have a look at the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 is a different character, isn't it? Because basically it shot up like a bullet from around October, the end of October, to now, the 9th of Feb, around the start of Feb. That needed to be digested. Strong rallies are digested. That's another rule that we have. We can see this upward support is holding fairly well, and the other indices are looking good. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. It's holding support, a little bit weaker, admittedly. We've got a high, a lower high, and this is just coming up, but it's not crashing down. So far, so good. Let's have a look at the Triple Q. Triple Q, holding support, higher high, higher high, higher high. Of course it's going to come down. It bounces off support. We know these things. That's all part of what we do every day. Ta-da! Another Easter egg. Rule 4, price moves in waves. This is a incredibly important rule. Let's see how to apply it. If we go back to the Triple Q, what do we notice here? This trend line has been in play for a while. If you are up here and you saw the price tanking like this, what do? Do you sell? You know the news is going to be negative because news reflects current sentiment. People would sell off. They would say, it's all over, it's all over, it's gone too high, it's all over, the markets are crashing. But this trend line was always in play. What happens? Price moved in a wave. It moved in a wave up. It can't keep going up. It has to digest. If it doesn't digest, it's unhealthy. It's unsustainable. And it will digest very quickly. You don't want that. See? Movement up, movement down, up, down, up, down. Price moves in waves. Let's quickly go through the 10-year yield. We have this line in play. You can see the price of Bitcoin here. Everything looks okay. We're still maintaining this trend. Let's have a look at the 30-year yield. This is on a one-day time frame. We can see the price of Bitcoin. That support line is holding. All looking pretty okay. Let's look at gold. XAUSD, gold spot. We can see this resistance line was broken and then failed. Gold is on its way down, probably coming up to retest this line. Potentially. Let's look at silver. Silver is actually much, much healthier than gold. It's maintaining this up channel. It's just doing a degree of consolidation at the moment. So the market's not crashing. Returning to the KS model, what do we know? The markets are healthy. We're at a very good point because no cycle peak of the previous cycle has ever been violated after an all-time high has been reached, or just a high has been reached, an all-time high in terms of the current price action. This is not crossing. We know the markets are healthy. We know there's a long way to go. The relative strength is moving in our direction. If you are thinking of going short, please just be careful. If we get a black swan event, well, that's different. I mean, anything can happen in a black swan. But a black swan event such as COVID and the world shutting down, such as trade wars, for example, there's a lot of different things. Oil shocks, Brexit, if that happens again. The concept is that apart from a black swan, we're not in any real probability of going too much lower. Let's have a look at how Bitcoin is going technically. Episode 98, Bitcoin was trading at 32,915. It's currently trading at 32,920. So it's pretty much where we left it. I was mentioning that the real key here is this blue structural support going through the chart at 32,414. I believe it's just going to ping off this support line. And it needs to bypass this particular resistance line. Don't forget that there's resistance above at around 34,267 and 35,000. As we enter the weekend, it is possible that we may get a tail down here on low liquidation volume. I think the weekends can sometimes be used by institutional traders to upset market dynamics. Just be aware that there are things called technical violations which shake out a lot of people. If that occurs, we're not really too fussed about it because we know the general direction, and that's important. Let's have a look at what the Bitcoin longs and shorts are doing. The shorts are measured in red here, and we can see that they've been slowing down but starting to stabilize and just come up a little bit. The longs measured in green have been increasing as well, but we're seeing price pressure. It's all part of the game. A community member reached out to me, very lovely, and said, have a look at Ethereum longs and Ethereum shorts. Anything that is sent to me in private message is always kept confidential, no matter how good it is. I will not reveal that person's name, but I would really like to reach out and say thank you. This is going to help the community. If you have anything that can help yourself or the community, please share it with me in the comments. I'm really happy to cover anything that can help. Again, the shorts are measured in red and the longs are measured in green. You can see a big uptick here in long behavior to stop this downtrend. This can be really helpful because I know a lot of people are trading in Ethereum, so I hope this helps. You notice the shorts here are relatively increasing in terms of the longs. That's also good to know. Okay, so I hope that helps. It's really quite interesting data. Let's see how the liquidations are actually faring out today. Liquidations currently are 261 million for the past 24 hours. 45,699 traders were liquidated. Around 500 million is pretty typical for an average trading day. So this is very low liquidation levels. Price action means the price action is not really significant. Over the past 12 hours, 70% of liquidations were long. Over the past 15 minutes, we've seen, over the past 15-minute time interval, we've seen a lot of shorts get liquidated here, pushing the price up, and then longs get liquidated there, pushing the price down. Still all looking pretty healthy. Let's do a couple more on-chain data because I think these really help people out. Bitcoin net realized profit and loss. When the market is sitting in a lot of profit, it tends to signify a correction is coming. There was an enormous amount of profit here. I believe it was due to amounts of stimulus just coming into the market. I believe that stimulus is now being corrected because we've got a very good capitulation event occurring here. It's looking really healthy. This is a really interesting analysis. Tether is a stablecoin, the largest. Tether balances on all exchanges. When we have this huge inflow, I'll show you on another diagram what that looks like. Huge inflows mean that money has to get distributed somewhere, and it typically flows into crypto, which makes a lot of sense. We've had this really large inflow and it's starting to be deployed into crypto. This tends to look at a change in trend. Some people in the community have reached out saying, Ken, is this Tether a problem? How I'd like to answer that, if you have, say for example, $1,000 and you transfer it in and you want to buy Bitcoin in USDT or ADA in USDT, whatever it is that you want to actually acquire, what happens is you need that money to get that USDT. So I know that there's a few things floating around. I'll look into it further for you. If anybody has some good sources on the Tether debate, please let me know. At the moment, I don't see much of an issue there, but of course we always have to keep our eyes open. This is the Bitcoin Stablecoin Supply Ratio, or SSR oscillator. What it means here, just very simply, are the stable coins are getting deployed into Bitcoin. That's a really healthy sign. We know Bitcoin moves the market. That's pretty cool. We covered off the fear and greed indicator in this chart in episode 97, but I'll just go through it quickly again. The market's currently experiencing extreme fear. Now that to me, I like, because when extreme fear comes in, a lot of people are not looking. That can be a trader and investor's best friend. If we look here, you remember that spike in USDT of around 4 billion and that other spike? I've overlaid that on the price of Bitcoin to show you how it actually works. These green lines are extreme greed, and the red lines you see here are extreme fear. So I've taken the fear and greed indicator and actually mapped it onto Bitcoin's actual real-time price. When a lot of Tether comes into the market, it is deployed. So we can expect something like this. We've had a lot of money come in, so we can expect something like this. We know price moves in waves, so we're really not concerned with up and down movements. In the next episode, episode 100, whoa, we got to 100 people. How cool is that? It's almost a celebration. In the next episode, episode 100, I'll go through the technicals, but you really need to see this to understand what the context of those technicals actually means. I hope you found this content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from. It's really nice to know. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know as well. Our community is really helpful and supportive too, and I always do my best to respond. I make it a point to try to read every comment I possibly can. Sometimes I miss them, but I really do my best. So if you've made a comment, I'm aware. If you would like to be updated twice a day, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Twitter. You can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter as well. I'm always available. Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.